What is the true function of imprecatory psalms today? Imagine pouring out your heart to God, feeling overwhelmed by injustice or evil, and asking for divine help. That's what imprecatory psalms are all about. These are prayers in the Old Testament where the psalmist calls on God to judge enemies or wickedness. They are not about personal revenge but about expressing God's hatred of evil and trusting His justice. These psalms often show deep pain and a desire for God to intervene against injustice. Originally, they helped people honestly share their feelings of betrayal, suffering, and anger. They also reminded everyone that God is the ultimate judge who will set things right. Even in tough times, they pointed people back to hope and God's mercy. When used in worship, these psalms helped communities process suffering and stay faithful. Today, their main role is to teach believers how to pray honestly about evil. They show us that it's okay to bring our raw feelings before God, trusting that He will act justly. Instead of taking revenge ourselves, these psalms encourage us to leave justice in God's hands. They reminded us that sin and evil are serious to God, and He hates injustice just as much as we do. They also challenge us to examine our own hearts, recognizing that sometimes our struggles reflected forces opposed to God's will. Some Christians see these psalms as a way to pray against spiritual evil and injustice, asking God to step into difficult situations. But it's important to understand that today we do not use these psalms to curse others personally. Instead, they serve as models for honest lament and trust in God's righteous judgment. They invite us to bring our pain and anger to God, trusting He will handle evil in His perfect timing. In the end, the true function of these psalms today is to help us express our feelings, trust God's justice, and pray for His deliverance. They reminded us that God is the righteous judge who ultimately deals with evil, encouraging us to remain as faithful and patient even when life feels unfair. This aligns with the broader message of hope and mercy woven throughout the entire Bible, from the Old Testament to the teachings of Jesus in the New Testament.